Hello everyone, we are going to discuss standard form of ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. A must be greater than b. First you need to understand and analyze two things. What is ellipse definition says? The locus of a point whose distance from a fixed point s. On locus, what should be the point you have to mention? P. The locus of a point whose distance from a fixed point s unto the fixed straight line L is equal to 0, or in the constant ratio E, that means SP by PM is equal to E, where E lies between 0 to 1, that means E is less than 1, is called ellipse. What is this fixed point which is going to be called as focus? Adjoin these two, drop a perpendicular from focus to the directrix, that is called PM. Now if I analyze this structure, the structure will be in this way. This is going to be called as ellipse. How can we practically prove on the coordinate axis? That is going to be very important. Now you started locating one is fixed point, that is going to be called as focus, and this is going to be the directrix. First you need to understand these 2 points. This is focus, this is going to be the directrix, this is the point P. Roughly draw this, adjoin this, drop your perpendicular onto the directrix. Now when I am looking at this structure, you are trying to draw in this way. This is ellipse. And exactly when you are trying to draw this kind of structure, first you must know one line which is passing to the focus will go through in this way. I'll say this is the point A. That point is A comma 0. Your basic turn starts from this way only. Now exactly there should be another point. I have to assume this point is nothing but A dash minus A comma 0. If I take center point, that means let us say denoted with C, this will become 0 comma 0. Why? x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. x1 means A minus A by 2, 0 plus 0 by 2. That gives the value of C of 0 comma 0. That is center. Through center, if you take any point that intersects on the directrix at the point Z, if you extend this line, this is called x-axis, and this line is going to be called as y-axis. So this is a vertical line, this is horizontal line. This has become y, this has become x. Now corresponding to, there will be another foci, that is called s dash, you should imagine. And here you will be getting, corresponding to this fixed point, there exists another fixed straight line. This is going to be called as another directrix, L is equal to 0. This intersect on the x-axis at the point Z dash. So this point is going to be Z dash. So however, the main important things we have to remember, A is equal to A comma 0. The second point which you need to remember, A dash is equal to minus A comma 0. And distance from center is nothing but 0 comma 0. The distance from C to A and C to A dash is equal to A. These 3 points are going to be very, very important. Based on this only, I am going to derive the entire theorem of standard form of ellipse. Now let us have a concentration on this. Please parallelly you can write along with me. Equation of the standard form of ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. Okay, naturally this is fixed point which is called focus. This is a fixed straight line, that is called directrix. Now I started taking a of a comma 0. The distance from center to this point is nothing but A. This total length will be considered as A only, and this total length from center to this distance will be considered as A only. So what exactly you are going to write? You have taken the point on the ellipse, that is x comma y, drop the perpendicular onto the x-axis that intersects the point n of x comma 0. The distance from center to this point is nothing but x. Drop the perpendicular onto both the directs from the point P. The one is PM, second one is going to be PM dash. This is perpendicularity symbol. This is also perpendicularity symbol. That's what I have written here. Let S be the focus, the line L be the corresponding directrix, and E be the eccentricity. Let Z be the foot of the perpendicular from S onto the directrix. Let A and A dash be the 2 points which are there on the ellipse which divides SZ. This because of this is the fixed point, this is the fixed straight line, the point onto the fixed straight line, and that divides in the ratio E is to 1 internally and externally. What does it mean? Nothing is there. Actually, you started with this is E by 1 only, SB by PM. SP is to PM is equal to E is to 1. That's what he is trying to mention. Okay, now coming back to the next point, I am going to take the second part, that is going to be the center. Center as midpoint of A dash, that is nothing but origin. You consider this as origin. Consider the line CZ extended as x-axis and a line perpendicular to it as y-axis. What do you mean by that? This is CZ. If you extend this line, this will become x-axis. A perpendicular line through C is going to become y-axis. That's what he's trying to mention. And the line perpendicular to it as y-axis, CA is equal to CA dash is equal to A, so that A is equal to A comma 0, A dash is equal to minus A comma 0. A comma A dash lies on the ellipse. Why do we specify this statement? If A is a point lying on the ellipse, the locus of a point whose distance from a fixed point to the fixed straight line are in the constant ratio E. That means SA by AZ is equal to E. Similarly, A dash point is lying on the ellipse. SA dash by A dash Z is equal to E. Probably you might be getting the doubt at this part. Let us have a draw it and we will see the structure. This is on the point, on the ellipse, this is the point is there. It must satisfy the condition. What kind of condition is? The locus of a point whose distance from a fixed point S to the fixed straight line are in the constant ratio E. SA by AZ is equal to E. Similarly, SA dash by A dash Z is also E. That means you are going to write these two statements. And now SA is equal to E times to AZ. SA dash is equal to upon cross multiplication A dash Z. SA is equal to E times to AZ. What is SA? What is AZ? We will try to know from the diagram. Now I am going with this part, and you see SA. Exactly look at the diagram please. So what exactly you are going to get? From center, now first you are going to look on to the S to A. From center to this distance, I'll take CA. I'll subtract this length, that is CS. CA minus CS. That's what you have written over here, CA minus CS. E into AZ. What is AZ? Now I am looking in the diagram. AZ. First from center to total distance, I'll take CZ. I'll subtract this length, that is nothing but CA. Now I'll be taking this is nothing but CZ minus CA. Now coming back to this point, SA dash and A dash Z. This I need to calculate SA dash, this I need to calculate A dash Z. Now, SA dash, this is S, this is A dash, the center point is C. CS plus CA dash have to take, that gives A dash S. Or else you will take SA dash, CS plus CA dash. On the right hand side, what is there? If you look on the definition, A dash Z is there. What is A dash Z properly? This is A dash, this is Z. So when you are taking, this is going to be what is there in between, that is center, CA dash plus you can take CZ from center to this distance. That's what you have written over here. CA dash plus CA is equal to E times to CA dash plus CZ. Take this as equation 1, take this as equation 2, add 1 plus 2. CA minus CS is equal to plus CA dash plus CS. Now E and E are common terms, adding these two. CZ minus CA plus CA dash plus CZ. This CS gets cancelled. CA dash both are lengths are same. Now you will be taking, since the lengths are same, CA dash must be replaced with CA. CA plus CA will become 2 times to CA. Coming back to this point, CA dash gets cancelled. This will become 2 times to CZ. Now, what is this? 2 gets cancelled. This length is A. This length is E times to CZ. CZ is equal to A by E. Our task is to find, remember that when you are trying to find the ellipse equation, first question mark is CS. Because if you know CS length, I can assume the point on the x-axis, that means S. If I know CZ length, I can assume this point. If I know this point, you think that everything I have got into my area. That means wherein I can find the equation. That's what you have done. CZ is equal to A by E. Z is a point lying on the x-axis. So Z is equal to A by E comma 0. I subtracted 2 minus 1. CA dash plus CS minus CA plus CS it will become. E into this is CA dash plus CZ minus CZ plus CA you will get. That means upon subtraction. Now CA dash both are equal. You can cancel. CS plus CS is 2CS. And CA dash plus CA dash is equal to, that is both are equal, A plus A, 2A times to E. 2 gets cancelled, CS length is AE. Henceforth, the point which is there on the x-axis S will be considered as AE comma 0. Now, let us move on to the next part. S is equal to AE comma 0, Z is equal to A by E comma 0. Let P of XY be a point on the ellipse. What happens this? By definition, SP by PM is equal to E. SP is equal to cross multiplication E into PM. PM is equal to NZ. How it is possible? Very simple. We'll look onto the diagram. Now, PM NZ is going to form a rectangle. PM is equal to NZ. So, NZ is what again? Suppose you want to fix the length of NZ on the coordinate axis. First, from center to this distance, I'll take CZ. CZ already we know that in the diagram, this is nothing but A by E. This is the distance you are mentioning. And this length is nothing but Cn. So Cz minus Cn will take, that gives the value of Nz. Cn length stands for what? X. That's what I have written in my next statement. What is Pm is equal to Nz? Nz is what? Cz minus Cn. Cz length is what? A by E. And what is Cn length? That is nothing but X. Go for squaring on both sides. Sp square is equal to E square into A by E minus X whole square. Now we will move on to the next part. Take this one. Now we start going with last one. Now SP square is equal to continuation E square into A by E minus X whole square. What is S stands for? AE comma 0. What is P stands for? X comma Y. Now let us catch up this quickly. X2 minus X1 whole square, that is X minus AE whole square, plus this is Y2 minus Y1 whole square, that is Y minus 0 whole square. This is E square. A minus B whole square formula. A square means A square by E square, plus B square means X square, minus 2AB, 2 into A by E into X. You can write in order in anywhere. This is A minus B whole square, X square, plus B square means A square E square, minus 2AB, 2XAE, plus this is Y square. I started multiplying with E square into A square by E square, plus E square into X square E square. E square should be multiplied with 2x A by E gets cancelled. You are getting 2x AE, X square E square gets cancelled, A square. Come back to the left hand side, X square you have written as this, A square E square you have written as this, 2x AE you have written as this, plus Y square you have written as this. Now cancellation terms are 2x AE, both are having same sign. Take this to left hand side, X square minus X square into E square, plus y square. This is nothing but on the right hand side a square is there, keep a square, take this to right hand side a square e square, that is minus a square e square. From the respective two terms, you take x square common, you are getting 1 minus e square plus y square. From the respective two terms, you take a square common, you are getting a square into 1 minus e square. Now to get the required format, you start dividing this with a square into 1 minus e square both sides. So x square into 1 minus e square by a square into 1 minus e square plus y square by a square into 1 minus e square is divided with this, you are getting 1. So this with right structurized way, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. That means b square will be assumed as a square into 1 minus e square. Because while writing it will not be feasible, that's where you have mentioned this one as b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. What is e stands for? E lies between 0 to 1. Come back to the how to find the x density value. B square by a square is equal to 1 minus e square into, you are taking this to left hand side, this to right hand side, e square is equal to 1 minus b square by a square. Upon taking LCM, we are getting a square minus b square by a square is equal to square root of a square minus b square by a square. However, your theorem proof has been completed here only. This part you should close. This part is for your understanding I have written. This is not at all required to write in the exam. Thank you for sparing the time. Thanks for watching the video. Have a wonderful year always.